So this week I discover mooching, how to wobble successfully on rocks, avoid slippery seaweed, and discover some amazing compositions at one of my local beaches which I haven't visited for ages. So join me in my exploration of this wonderful little beach, and I hope you enjoy the video. I'm going to take a slightly different approach, as you would expect from that old photo guy. So today it's sunshine and showers, and we've just had a whopping great shower go through, although you wouldn't believe it with this blue sky behind me now. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be full winter gear. Wellington boots. Haven't worn these in months. And a woolly hat. What is that all about? Crikey. The weather's changed. Oh my goodness, this weather. Just not used to it now, are we? I've been walking around in shorts and flip-flops for the last few months. But now, autumn is approaching, strong winds, heavy rain. What's not to like? Brilliant. Well, today the wind is up, showers are clattering through, ideal conditions to get something dramatic, and if I'm not careful, slip up on the cliff path, which I definitely don't want to do. But I thought today you could come with me as I go and explore part of the beach which I can't normally get to and is very reliant on the tide being a little bit low. So come with me now and we'll see what we can find. Ah, oh, brilliant conditions, amazing. I love it. Okay, I don't really have a plan for today. This is just really coming out and exploring. I don't know if you can see this sort of little headland, that one there. Gosh, what a huge finger. That one there. The tide's receding, and given that another half hour or so, it'll be far enough out for us to walk around that headland and come into this little bay. And already I can see some potential compositions. Look at all these rocks down here. Just going to see if I can zoom in a bit. There must be potential for shots there. Right, a couple of safety things to bear in mind when photographing at the beach. I don't know if you spend a lot of time at your local beach or whether or not you experience tides at the beach. But here in Cornwall in the UK, the tides can fluctuate quite considerably. So it's always a good plan to know when high tide is and when low tide is going to occur. The other thing to take note is shoot on a receding tide, because in that way you know that the water's always going to recede and you don't have to worry about the tide coming in and chasing you back up the beach. The other thing to watch out for, of course, is weather, and today it's best described as changeable. Light conditions are all over the place. We've currently got a cloud above, we might get a shower, we might not. The only constant really is the wind, and even though we're a bit sheltered in here, you can probably hear the waves in the background. One of the things you can not quite guarantee, but you'll find plenty of them on a Cornish beach, sea caves like this one. Let's pop in and have a quick look. There's a surprise at the end of the cave. Trust me, come and have a look. Okay, you can see where the tide comes up to. That sort of brown ring comes down to a grey base at the rocks, and if you look up into the roof of the cave you can see ferns hanging there quite happily, and right into the cave, I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but tucked up in a corner there is a grey blob. That is a buoy that holds ropes to which mussels attach themselves, and is from the mussel farm out in the bay. Just going to try an overall scene shot, if you like, from the beach. I like to try and get one in the bag, as they say. This one is going to use these rocks in the foreground, the sea, and Gribben Head in the distance. Always tricky in these light conditions, isn't it? You know, you get the sort of what I call the little sparklies when the sun comes right out. But in this flatter light, you don't. I'm just particularly looking at the seaweed on this rock just over here. And when the sun's out, it sparkles, and I don't want it to sparkle, but the light's not strong enough to give any contrast. But, oh well, we'll give it a go. We might get some nice wave action around it. Let's see what we can do. Sometimes I find when you're taking shots of waves, it's a really good idea to be on a burst setting rather than a single shot setting. So I'm going to try that now just to see what we can get. And of course, while you're changing your settings, that's when you miss all the shots, isn't it? Typical. Oh, I like that one. These two rocks in the foreground are splitting the wave, and as the wave comes through, it sort of fans out. Brilliant. Of course, as the tide goes out, I lose the shot because I actually need the water to be a little higher to come through the gap in the rocks. But anyway, I've got some nice shots there, I think. Still haven't got round the corner yet, of course. It's going to take a while. Never mind, there's plenty more to actually find. You know that recording when they first stepped on the moon, where it's sort of one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind? I feel a little bit like that when you step onto a pristine beach for the first time. You know, there's no footprints in the sand at all. The tide has receded and basically wiped the slate clean. So this is one of those, I don't know, one small step for man sort of moments. Oh dear. Right, I've made it round to the next beach. I actually had to do a bit of clambering because I don't think the tide is rushing to recede, because the wind is blowing everything on shore, blowing the waves on shore and keeping the tide high. Anyway, let's have a mooch round, see what we can find. By the way, mooch is a technical term for me wandering a beach, okay? Everybody mooches, don't they? Come on, let's go. I've just got to watch my footing as I walk around here, but if memory serves, there's another one of those caves just around the corner here. Let's have a look, see what we can find. The problem with me and beach photography is I get lost in the moment. Yeah, I just love exploring and taking photographs here and there. And when I see massive changes at the beach, like I'm seeing today, I'm just in awe of the power of nature. It's incredible. I'm going to see if I can dig out a photograph I took at this very cave. Crikey, it must be a year or 18 months ago. If I can find it, I'll post it up very shortly. Right, I'm just about to move into the next little cove, and this has some potential maybe. Here's another tip when you're doing your beach photography. Very often waves seem quite benign when they're coming onto the shore, and then you'll get 1, 2 or 3 waves. This applies in Cornwall, of course. You'll get 1, 2 or 3 waves that are suddenly twice the size. So when you come to a location like this, I'm just going to spin the camera around so you can see. Okay, you can see quite clearly now that the waves are not very much at all. They're just sort of trickling into this little cove. Oh, look at that light. That's amazing. And then we'll get 1, 2 or 3 bigger waves that come right in. So it's a good idea just to stand and watch so that you can plan where you want to be when you're taking a photograph. Can't believe I'm missing this light. Crack on. Okay, this is like a little mini cove almost. We've got these big sort of almost like a cliff just here and the rocks over here. It's a bit busy, but perhaps when the sea comes in, it sort of separates the rocks out a little bit, simplifies the scene a bit. So anyway, I'm going to give this a try. We'll set up the camera and see what we can capture. Oh dear, I think I'm too close at 24mm. I've taken a few shots doing a burst. Not too sure how that's going to come out because I think I'm just a little bit too close. Just going to try back here a little bit. That's a little bit better, using the rocks to frame a little bit more. I found myself a little rock pool here which has like an S shape all the way through to Gribben Head. The pool's quite sheltered, so I'm hoping to get a reflection of the pool. And as a tip, I'm not using a CPL filter, no polarizer, so I'm hoping that will enhance the reflection on the surface of the water. I'm taking it at such an angle there shouldn't be too much glare either. So I just need to wait for the water to be calm and light on Gribben Head in the distance. So combine those two things and I should be lucky. You know, it's a funny thing, isn't it? Sometimes when you have no plans and you head out to the beach to take some shots, like I've done today, it was cloudy, the wind was howling, it still is. It rained as I arrived at the car park. And I just found myself wandering around, mooching about the beach, trying to find compositions. And what I generally ended up with was competitions where water was passing between two rocks. Totally unintended. And I hope that some of those shots actually come out really well. Anyway, however well they come out or not, because I'm quite happy to share failures as well as successes, I'll pop them up at the end of this video. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed our little wander around a local beach in Cornwall in the UK. It's been fascinating just to wander about, take some shots, share some compositions with you, and it's invigorating, wonderful. Anyway, till next time, see you next week. Bye.